A man tragically dies in a car accident and is reincarnated in a new world as a magical sword. He gains the ability to fly with telekinesis and learns new skills by defeating monsters. His mission is to become the most powerful sword in the world while waiting for his destined wielder. Meanwhile, a black cat girl named Fran lives as an abused slave and dreams of greatness. After acquiring numerous skills and warrior abilities, the sword enters a forest where touching the ground drains his magic to zero, leaving him trapped for months. During this time, the humans Fran belongs to are attacked by a bear monster. Desperate to help, Fran sees sword nearby and touches his handle, allowing her to communicate with him telepathically and enable him to fly once again. He shares all of his skills with her, turning her into a great warrior who uses him to defeat the monster easily. When Fran's owner demands that she hand over the sword, he begins hurting her. In response, Sword kills him and burns Fran's slave contract, freeing her. He officially asks Fran to be his wielder, and she agrees as it is her goal to evolve, something that no black cat has ever accomplished before. Viewing him as her teacher, Fran names him Teacher. From that point on, Teacher dedicates his new life to protecting Fran from harm. Fran saves an adventurer named Randell from a goblin ambush, with Teacher keeping his sentience hidden and communicating only through telepathy with Fran. At the Adventurer Guild in Alessa town, Nell, the receptionist with a hidden dark side, informs Fran that she must pass a battle simulation test with the powerful Oni examiner, Donadrand. Fran and Teacher combine their sword skills with magic, which astounds Nell, who notes that it should be impossible unless Fran had two brains. Donadrand admits defeat, and Guildmaster Klimt accepts Fran as a sword mage. Fran sells some of her loot for a significant sum, which draws the jealousy of nearby mercenaries, who believe that black cats are only good for thievery and deceit. They insult Fran, and when she cannot tolerate it anymore, she fights back, severing the mercenaries' legs while beating up the rest. The mercenaries demand Fran's arrest, but Nell and the other guild adventurers agree that it was self-defense and fine the mercenary 100,000 gold. Nell reveals her dark side by refusing to heal his legs until he pays. Teacher decides that they need a room for the night and armor for Fran. Meanwhile, a dwarf adventurer with the highest level of the appraisal skill, God's Sight, is aware that Teacher is a living, intelligent sword. Garrus, the famous wandering blacksmith of Granzel, invites Fran to his shop. Other adventurers are envious as Garrus is notoriously selective about who he sells his equipment to. When Garrus inquires about Teacher, Teacher expresses concern about not being as strong as other swords. However, Garrus reveals that what makes Teacher most powerful is his ultra-high monoconductivity, which means that the more magic Fran puts into him, the more potent he becomes. Garrus acknowledges that he lacks the skills to forge a sword like Teacher, which means that he must have been crafted by a divine blacksmith. Teacher hires Garrus to create a scabbard for him and other equipment for Fran. With some spare time, Fran and Teacher purchase additional clothes, food, and a room. Elsewhere, the surviving goblins that ambushed Randell use magic to evolve into hobgoblins. On her first quest, Herb Gathering, Fran rescues 3 adventurers, Lily, Krull and Eustace, by slaying the goblins. The adventurers worry. The presence of hobgoblins means a goblin king and queen has recently evolved. Their offspring will form a hobgoblin army that could even threaten Alessa's city. Fran and Teacher decide to prioritize killing and absorbing crystals from goblins with useful skills, while leaving the rest to their allies. They come across the Goblin King and Queen, but to their surprise, take them out with a single attack. As they venture deeper into the dungeon, they encounter a swarm of giant beetles and fight their way through. Upon discovering a hidden door, they find the Dungeon Master, an intelligent goblin who has managed to summon a high-level greater demon. The Dungeon Master boasts that he will conquer the world with his servant, but the demon warns his summoner not to give him orders and attacks Fran. The demon proves to be much more powerful than any enemy Fran and Teacher have faced before, and he slices off Fran's hands. However, Teacher quickly heals her. Meanwhile, the rest of the party is unable to get past the door to help Fran. Teacher advises Fran to retreat, but she refuses and continues to battle the demon. After a long battle, Fran and Teacher emerges victorious by killing the demon and the Dungeon Master soon after. After returning home from the dungeon, Fran is summoned by the Guild Master to give a report on what happened. During their talk, they soon get interrupted by a corrupted knight. Fran and Teacher ignore August's insults, but Klimt warns August that his behavior is unbecoming of a captain. August argues that Fran is a danger to the city, and should be expelled from the guild. Klimt defends Fran, saying that she has proven herself a capable adventurer, and has helped the guild by clearing out the goblin dungeon. As promised, Teacher cooks a delicious curry for Fran, and stores other meals in his dimensional storage for her to consume during long journeys. However, Fran hears rumors that August has been humiliated in front of royalty, and has accused her of cursing him. He even hires a blue cat assassin, one of the black cat's longtime adversaries. Fran discovers that the black cats were systematically made weaker and discriminated against for centuries by the blue cats. Imagen, a blue cat, even boasts about torturing and killing black cats. Despite her fear, Teacher reminds Fran that she is not alone. Fran takes matters into her own hands by severing Imagen's limbs and taking his sword, swearing that one day black cats will no longer live in fear of blue cats. She even beheads Imagen. Later A-rank adventurer Amanda appears and becomes enamored with Fran's cuteness, claiming to be her new mother. Fran rejects her, but Amanda continues to follow her everywhere. Fran becomes fed up and complains to Nell, who reveals that Amanda actually runs an orphanage and is known as the guardian of children. Despite seeming like a creepy stalker, Amanda is actually a well-respected figure. Clem then offers Fran 5 high-level monster crystals to join adventurers investigating a spider monster nest in a defeated dungeon. Fran becomes despondent when Amanda insists on joining the quest as well. Teacher absorbs the crystals to level up, but Fran worries about Amanda's presence on the mission. Fran discovers that the upcoming spider extermination mission is also a promotion exam for 2 E-rank teams, Dragon's Roar and Forest Eyes, and that they will be supervised by the examiners Cruz, Rig, and Izel. Crad, the leader of Dragon's Roar, accuses Fran of manipulating Klimt into unfairly promoting her, and challenges her to a duel to prove that she earned her promotion. Fran accepts the challenge and defeats Crad using the flat of Teacher's blade. Amanda then asks for a duel and bets that Fran must call her mama if she loses. Although Fran is defeated after a short tough fight, she manages to land one hit on Amanda, impressing her. Fran dreams of her mother while unconscious, but when she wakes up, she agrees to call Amanda mama. However, Amanda stops her, recognizing that Fran's mother holds a special place in her heart, and promises to support her always. Teacher uses falsehood to verify that Amanda's every promise of motherly love is sincere, and he confirms that she has truly earned her title as guardian of children. Crad realizes that Fran is genuinely as powerful as everyone claims. The next morning, the team prepares to enter the dungeon. A sinister man approaches the dungeon while the party enters it. Amanda discloses that she has suffered significant losses in this dungeon before, which has compelled her to take care of their orphan children. The team faces off against booby traps, giant insects, and trap spiders to collect the valuable silk. Amanda instructs Fran in combat and magic, and she is surprised by Fran's ability to wield 3 elements. Upon discovering this, Fran and Teacher quickly master thunder magic. Fran expresses her gratitude towards Amanda by sharing a dish called curry, which the group finds to be delicious and new. As they venture further into the dungeon, the trap spiders have mutated into more dangerous trick spiders with deadlier venom, greater strength, and speed. The party is forced to retreat, but 2 of Crad's friends, Bart and Victor, accidentally trigger a teleport square, which teleports them away without their weapons, including Teacher. They land in front of the massive trickster spider, the ultimate evolved form of the trick spiders. As Amanda searches for Teacher with the group, they are unable to communicate with Fran telepathically, and she is left to panic and wonder what to do without Teacher's guidance. The group decided to split up to search for Fran, Bart, and Victor. Amanda opted to go on her own, despite the potential danger. As they searched, Teacher revealed to Amanda that he had the ability to speak and move. To help find Fran, he summoned an onyx wolf to serve as a familiar. However, the wolf went out of control due to an excess of mana. Amanda reminded Teacher that familiars needed to be named, so Teacher named the wolf Jet, which calmed it down. Jet then evolved into a larger, more powerful darkness wolf, and led the way to Fran's location. Unfortunately, Fran, Bart, and Victor had been incapacitated by poison darts from the trickster spider. The spider sent her spitterlings to devour them, and Fran fell powerless and helpless once again. However, a vision of Teacher inspired her to fight back with her bare hands. Just in time, Teacher, Yurashi, and Amanda arrived to blast the trickster spider, causing it to retreat. Fran was delighted to meet Jet and revealed Teacher's secrets to Amanda, who was amazed. They proceeded to heal Bart and Victor, but the trickster spider was not done yet. She healed her wounds and let out a piercing scream, which the group heard from afar. Suddenly, a bright flash of light appeared, and a large white bird emerged from it. The bird was Terra, the familiar of a party member who leads the group to the others who are trapped by the trickster spider and her children. As they rescued them, Fran engaged in a fierce battle against the trickster spider. During the fight, Amanda recalled her past experience with adopting 2 black cats named Kynan and Flamia. Amanda was reluctant to teach them to fight, fearing for their safety, which resulted in their demise when they attempted to become adventurers. Determined not to lose Fran, Amanda destroyed the trickster spider, but also destroyed its crystal, which upset Fran. After clearing the dungeon, Fran was given permission by Clem to go to the dungeon in Ulmet, and she also receives a rank promotion. Garrus provided Fran with new armor, which Teacher was not pleased about because it exposed her belly. However, Garrus reassured them that the armor had a force field to protect her. Garrus also revealed he would be traveling to Ulmet by a different route. As the guild bid Fran farewell, Fran finally called Amanda Mama, which shocked Amanda, who realized that Fran was Kynan and Flamia's daughter. Clem discussed with his nephew, Terra's owner, how August's father had hired someone to give the spiders evolution potions. Terra judged Fran to have good character and not be a spy, despite her unusual strength. Fran and Teacher then surfed through the sky.